top 3 knows what they're doing. So
Yeah.
you know what? Also,
So-
it's 3 out of 5. This is losers finals, guys.
We are already in losers finals. This is going to be very impressive.
Back to spinning this. I don't care.
The good stuff.
Yes, we go. So we have Twin Tail versus Min Min.
I believe so.
Yeah,
So Rog and TrapLord?
yes, I think TrapLord is.
Yeah.
I'm very bad with names, so thank goodness you're here for this.
I'm slowly learning. And these players have definitely left enough of an impact for us to really remember their names. They've shown that they have a fine understanding of their characters. They understand the mechanics of ARMS and really how to approach this from a slower but more finessed understanding of the neutral in this game.
See, I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like they're very fast and offensive. I wouldn't say this is slow at all, actually. So I don't know where you're getting that from. Both these players, I mean, obviously, Joey's like not as offensive as like the other 2 players in top 3.
Right.
But like he's definitely more offensive than pretty much every other Twin Tail we saw.
I feel it's more of Twin Tail's tools against what we're going up against and how that's able to just shift the momentum so heavily to her favor by way of she's slowing things down and Min Min sort of has to deal with that.
Yo, can I just say she got some nice lips?
There's so much detail put into the characters here, like from top to bottom.
Yep.
Like
I love the eyes too. Like the eyes have like these weird like circles on the outside of them as well to like separate the different shades of green, and they even blink too.
yeah, there's such a cute
Whoa.
attention to detail, and we're seeing quite the big change in stage.
Huh. Well, we're gonna have to be learning on the fly for losers finals because I don't know anything about the stage besides this thing in the middle. I don't think you can jump on it. I think it's just like a blockade.
Yeah. So ARMS, as we can see, can clearly go over this, but the characters cannot. This is definitely going to be assisting Rog as far as how well he's going to be able to space with the one Ram that he's brought.
I don't know about that because at the same time, TrapLordHuey, you know, is playing a character that's more defensive, and that kind of blockade in the middle is going to stop a lot of offense. Also, you see the stage is small though, and the sides, you know, at lower elevation. So if you get pushed there, you're in a really bad spot. And yeah, I feel like it favors both characters in different ways. I feel like the long game's gonna favor Huey, but the post game will just favor Rog if it can just close out quickly.
Yeah, it's a very strange stage pick, but it's certainly working in favor of Rog right now as he takes the percentage lead and just manages to keep the pressure up as he dances around, although we see the grab from TrapLord.
Yo, look, he threw him right over that barricade. Like, you know what, you can't dash through, but you can be thrown over it, boy. Get over there.
It's like, you want to be on the other side of the stage? All right, you got that free. Come here. So we got the meter usage, but to no avail, really. Hardly any chip damage even locked on there. But TrapLord, he has his meter ready, and his meter and how well he maintains that, and if he's able to use it to push an advantage state, can be a big difference in this as the clock starts to run down now, and we have a grab to get him to the opposite side of the field.
So you definitely saw him jump over that. So you can't dash through, but you can jump over a thing in the middle, it looks like. Yeah.
Oh, she could float over it. Okay.
Well, maybe you can land on it. We just haven't seen the players use it. Oh, looks like you can actually. No, she like clipped off of it though.
Yeah,
oh,
it seems to be, it might be Twin Tail exclusive movement because of her floating and stalling.
Maybe. Yo, we got the timeout though. And the thing is, that's such a fast-paced match, but wow, we got the timeout.
Yeah, it's just that both of these players are playing so smart. They know exactly when to just go in and just have their teeth ready to lich into their opponents.
That's a violent imagery, but I like it.
Because that's what we're seeing right now. As soon as an opening is presented, these players just go in. And we see the arms broken, but...
Oh, but outraged. Yo, that's spacing though? My voice just cracked though? That was great though. And we see the dashes, you know, we're seeing really calculated attacks from Huey. He doesn't throw a lot of things out because of how fast the Rams like go. I feel like he's just waiting for his little openings, but really he's just evading everything. And never mind, he didn't evade that as you couldn't even see on his screen, and then another knockdown.
He's just eating these hits from the Rams, and...
Well, he just slapped him out of there like, nah, get out of my face. But he still has meter, and he's abusing it to his fullest right now with these grabs. I'm expecting another grab and then meter usage, maybe. But we'll see.
All right, we see Min Min bring herself down to the lower end of the stage where that little barrier isn't really that much of a factor.
Yeah, but now you see that Min Min has meter again, so she's going to have 2 meters in this one game, whereas Huey just held on to his meter the entire time and hasn't made much of it. You see he's trying to put an offensive right now. He knows the timer's against him, but Rock is really just using the barricade in the middle to time Huey out, and we're definitely just. And neither player wants to burn their meter. There's no reason to.
Although that grab going to make the big difference. Is this going to be enough? Both of them burning their meter, and the meter burn is going to be just enough. He's going to hold that. That was an incredibly tight battle.
So Rock probably expected the grab, which is why it burned meter there, and there we go. That grab was so obvious. At the same time, it wasn't obvious.
Yeah. Although I was certainly caught off guard by the double meter burn, like at the exact same time too.
Yeah, but I don't know why Twintel got the hit first. Like, I don't know, but it worked out anyway. Maybe it's because Twintel was in the air or something. She was able to like land the hit. Meanwhile, Rock had to like aim up or something. Maybe it just be character speed with the arm. It could just be character speed with the arms actually. Because then we say the Rams like look kind of slow with like getting their max range sometimes.
Yes.
Because they curve. Meanwhile, the Chillas just kind of shoot straight forward immediately. Yes, that's probably what it was.
All right, so we have the tribal and we have the toaster.
Got cherry vanilla versus strawberry versus cherry lemonade.
Yo, this is a tasty looking game.
Yeah.
How many character ults have we said that just look good?
I mean, I'm always thinking about food, so everything like that looks colorful reminds me of food. So yeah.
And this is a very vibrant game.
Oh, so he has the arm on Rog's left. It does combo, as you see right there, when it hits with this charge. And meanwhile, the toaster, I think it's on the right, just causes a hard knockdown because it's fire. I wonder why we see the switch, though. I'm guessing Rog felt like he couldn't pressure TrapLordHuey, but this is not working well at all either. You can just see the slowdown really come into play here. Last game, the slowdown wasn't doing much, but here it's completely stopping the offense. Yeah, look at that. Completely stopping that offense, or negating, minimizing it.
TrapLord just looks so comfortable in this matchup right now, and Rog's struggling to find his bearings as he's looking for some sort of opening, or at least a hint as to what he can do in this set, because right now it's looking like TrapLord can run away with this. He's already ran away with this first match in Game 2.
Oh, he misses the grab. He could clean it up, but it doesn't matter. He misses the first swipe, but he cleans it up anyway.
And we're seeing the adjustment to the double toaster. It seems that Rog wants that knockdown more than he wants the pressure from the...
I don't think he likes that his the other arm he had before was just getting punched through for free.
Right.
You really see another thing is TrapLordHuey is being very cautious to not attack Rog as he dashes because of that invincibility in the dash. He's definitely waiting after the dashes, and you know he's negating like a big part of what makes Springman good right there. You really just see this entire time TrapLordHuey does not play into trying to challenge offense with offense.
Although we're seeing that Huey is able to consistently break these arms off of Rog, and while I like the double toaster pick, it's just too linear of an approach for the Thunderbird.
I agree, yeah. And the damage output isn't that great because the toaster just causes hard knockdown. That's cool enough if you get the Okies, but he's not getting the Okies because of how much distance he's getting hits from in the first place a lot of times. And that was a really good dash, so that way Rog couldn't punish his whiff. But yeah, no, you definitely see that he can't get the damage output because of how far away he's getting the knockdowns, if he gets them.
And while this is closing into its last 30 seconds, I don't even think we're going to be going to time. As Springman's sitting on his last legs.
This is done. Yeah, this is a done deal.
Yup, even with the meter burn, he was just socked right in the bopper.
Socked right in the bopper.
He got him. The TrapLordHuey sitting up 2-0 over Rog.
Delicious. Nutritious.
This character, yo.
She's a beautiful character.
This is some good character design right here.
Some good character design. You know what, sir? I would like to take 5 of these character designs.
I will get
Wait,
a Baker's
Mechanica?
dozen.
I want to see Mechanica.
I have never seen Mechanica played.
I don't know what to tell you about her. That'd be my first time really seeing her play at a high level as well. So I wonder what stage we're going to now, because he needs...
Sky, yep. My guess was going to be Sky Arena, just because that seems to be the Min counter pick stage.
Yep, because you're able to just kind of offensively push someone to the side, and then you can just kind of catch all their jumps and a lot of their movement using the Rams.
So double Ram pick is going to be leading us, and TrapLordHuey, of course, going with his Chiller and Thunderbird pick. Although a bit more explosive of an opening from before, it seems that Rog going to his Min is working out much more for the better on this stage.
And you really got him at the edge of the stage. Rog has a small lead, but, you know, it's a lead nonetheless. he definitely needs some momentum. So even like just a little lead to throw Huey off is gonna be important. And you see, Huey is not sure how to get back on stage against Hitson. He doesn't have anywhere to hide. Oh wow! So even though he slowed down Rock, he couldn't actually grab him. It didn't stun him or anything. Nice lift tip.
The pressure just continues to build on. However, percentages are a bit meandering right now. We see a very slight lead in favor of Rog, but both these players playing incredibly defensively right now, just mixing up which ways they're approaching and closing the gap. We see the meter burn, but it's only going to provide a little bit of chip, but it breaks guard.
Yeah, I've noticed that a few times lately with Raga. I feel like he chips down someone's guard a little bit with the Rams, and then he burns a super, and then it just breaks their guard. And that's a really interesting setup.
I guess it's good in the grand scheme of things, especially if you recognize that you're going to be consistently getting that meter. However, this is a bit late into the round, and we see with only 10 seconds left on the clock, Rog's definitely going to want to play the time here.
Yeah, no, Rog definitely has this game. I think Huey knows this. He's just trying to like not give openings for Rog to build a meter. Yeah, with this counter pick is working out really well, as we see. Even when Rog is on the outskirts, because of the low elevation, I feel like maybe he's able to dodge attacks a bit easier. Also maybe because Huey's giving him so much distance that Rog is realizing, hey, I don't need to do anything. I can wait for Huey. I can out-chip him on this stage.
And now, very interesting, we see TrapLord opt for the double chiller as we move into this, and I kind of like this considering how the Rams were able to effectively check the Thunderbird so well. Maybe this straightforward approach might work better. However, I don't know if we're going to be seeing that just yet, as Rog takes an impressive percentage lead with that meter usage.
It's not that much of a percentage lead, but it is something, right? With 60 seconds left, every lead matters against Twin Tail, and that lead is just getting bigger and bigger, and we'll probably get to see a game 4.
I feel like earlier in the tournament, when we were seeing percentage differences that were within that 25% range, yeah, it wasn't really anything. It was maybe 1 or 2 trades in neutral. But between these two players who they have such a good understanding of how to move between each other, that little difference makes all the difference in the set. Although it's worth noting now, Twin Tail sitting on a pixel of health. Yeah. Like, Rog can take this back very cleanly.
I feel like the Rams are just such a hard counter to the Chillos, just because the arc is so, when you have like a good amount of room, the arc is such a big deal for cutting down movement options. Whereas up close, the Chillos are going to be the Rams because there's not enough time for the arc to really matter.
Right.
So we might actually see a comeback back to the first stage of the set.
I can expect it. And I don't know, like the stage layouts seem to favor both of these characters, though I do like the Ribbon Arena pick.
Yeah.
I feel like considering how placement oriented TrapLord has been playing, if he can get himself the high ground, but also mitigate whenever platforms are obscuring himself, it's going to make a big difference. He just has to keep Rog from getting that type of stage placements where he can take advantage of the rising pillars.
We're seeing right now, Rog is pushing TrapLordHuey into the corner. He is not able to get hidden. Oh, TrapLordHuey right now is pushing forward there, realizes he cannot get in the corner. He can't give Rog all this room.
So, with having a slight lead in percentage right now, and just extending it further and further, Rog doesn't really care about these pillars in the way. The Rams are able to curve themselves around very effectively, and he's not even making the effort to break them themselves. It's just sort of the residual fire between him and TrapLordHuey that's letting them break through it.
Yeah, right now, the adaptation from Rog is huge, though. Like, you know, we saw it before. I thought it was going to be a very clean 3-0 for TrapLordHuey, and now Rog looks like he's about to call the reverse 3-0. We may actually see a character switch from Huey after this game. I don't know if he has other characters, but with this kind of adaptation, you need somebody to tilt yourself.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like a more dynamic stage change might be in order, or a potential change of arms to something we haven't seen before. Possibly the Parasol Bird for TrapLord, possibly even double Thunderbird would be able to contest the Rams. But a dynamic shift like that is going to be needed. We see the clock run down, and it's just too much for TrapLord to be able to make the difference now.
One thing you notice, I noticed there was Rog was starting to punch Huey's arms and like stopped him midair when he had the percent lead. He was like, you know what? I got the life lead. Let me just kind of neutralize everything. There you go. I think that's a really big factor in what causes these leads to be such a big deal, is when you start neutralizing each other's arms, whoever gets that first hit really has the initiative to just keep neutralizing the other person's arms. Oh, that was a good dash reach.
All right, it was a bit iffy on the start, but he was able to call out Rog's movement, and because of that, manages the percentage lead. However, dancing along the outskirts, I don't know if that's really working out for TrapLord. It's giving him the distance he needs to check that super. However, he needs to play more effectively from max distance.
Oh, look at that parry. That was a good parry. Now he can definitely bring the set back right here. He has a good lead. He just needs to hold the lead, as we've seen. With this kind of lead, it's very easy to do so. But if he gets caught dashing again by Rog, maybe not. Yeah, punching those arms out, using the slowdown, you know, dashing and just trying to get a little bit of chip damage, but mainly build up meter and play it safe.
So now Rog hiding behind the pillar, trying to figure out how he's going to approach the situation. And TrapLordHuey just allowing this lead to settle. He doesn't want to really commit too hard to this approach, because if he manages to win this out, he's still, you know, one game away.
Ooh, that was such a bad meter usage by Rog. Right, Huey, that was great meter usage. He saw the grab, he was like, I slow-mode this, punish. But Rog should have just taken the damage and said, you know, I got next game. And this is over, yeah.
Yup, even with the grab, is that going to be able to finish? And it does, even before the time finish.
And that's just like, that's like a momentum swinger. That's like a mentality like, yeah, I was beating you, but I can still just end your stock or your life instead of timing you out.
Right.
I can beat you in multiple ways, man. Deal with it.
So now, this is match point, or rather set point for TrapLordHuey. He gets this, he moves into grand finals from loser sides, and is able to fight Catfight. However, Rog is a point away from having to bring this into a Game 5 situation.
Yep, it's going to be whoever gets the first big hit, and right now you see Huey's making a lot better usage of his slowdown now than he was before. And I think that's the deciding factor, is if he can keep using his slowdown to like build up leads. Oh, never mind. Oh, he caught the roll.
Right. Now this is the Ukizembe game that we've been waiting to see from Rog, managing to respond with a grab right off of that strong hit. However, a grab from down deep is going to allow Huey to tie things back up.
And they both got meter now, so this is really anyone's game, but whoever gets that first like meter hit probably wins this. Especially since Huey has the option for Thunderbird meter that Rog does not have. So if he gets that one good Thunderbird, that's probably game. And you see he's looking for it. He's using his, he's constantly using the Thunderbird, throwing it out, trying to get just a random clip. And you see he's not even committing with the Chiller except to block out the Ram Ram.
And an incredibly slight lead in favor of Min right now, but both of them pop their meter, and it's going to be TrapLordHuey who gets the lead.
Same mistake as last game, and that's going to probably cost him. He has to make like some ridiculous read now to make this comeback. I don't think it's doable.
He has 17 seconds left on the clock. He gets the grab, and he's going to be setting up for the Uki situation, but he can't follow because of the platforms in the way.
I mean, yeah, no, there's too much distance between them. The grab pushed him so far away, and that's it.
Yeah, that's going to be the set. We've got 3 seconds left. He can try to get in his hits if he can, but nothing strong enough, and that's going to be that. A well-fought battle, but 3-1 in favor of TrapLordHuey.
Yep. I mean, good stuff, though, to Rog getting third place out of probably like 40 people.
Yeah, honestly, I want to see the bracket for this, because this was an incredible turnout.